300 years in the past, the heavens' decree manifested upon the earth. Numerous hidden realms and dungeons materialized, bringing with them a multitude of formidable monsters, signaling humanity's impending doom. Yet following the initial chaos, the Awakened emerged. These Awakeners wielded formidable skills,